Welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore, a lighthearted podcast aimed at connecting our listeners to their local government and demystifying the role of government in the city of Kenmore. I'm your host, Amber Clifton. In this episode, I talk to Master Gardener Sharon O Grady, and Sharon shares with me all of the information you will need to get involved in the Master Gardeners program. Please enjoy this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore. I am here today with Sharon O Grady from the Master Gardeners program, and Sharon is going to educate me and all of you about this exciting program in Kenmore. Sharon, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thank you, Amber, for the invitation. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, Sharon and I met at one of the summer concerts. We kind of connected, and you told me about the Master Gardeners program, and so now I get to learn all about it, and I'm so excited. Can we start with what the Master Gardeners program is and sort of how it came to be?
Sure. Well, the Master Gardener program actually began in 1973 at Washington State University Extension with a mission to teach, research, and extend knowledge about farming practices and food production.
Wow.
But with the rapid rise in urban development and community interest in gardening, the Extension's focus shifted to establish a cadre of citizen volunteers that were trained on urban horticulture. And these volunteers became the first Master Gardeners. Well, today, university-trained Master Gardener volunteers serve the home gardening public, not the farming public so much.
Right.
But Master Gardeners are not only in Washington. There's a Master Gardener program throughout the United States. Every state has a Master Gardener program through their extension. And there are some Master Gardener programs even outside of the United States. The volunteers are dedicated to providing science-based gardening information to home gardeners.
Gosh, that is so cool. How long have you been a Master Gardener?
I joined the Master Gardeners in 2008 when I finished my training program. So it's been a minute.
Wow. So what exactly does it mean to become a Master Gardener?
Well, to be a Master Gardener, you have to have an interest in home gardening and a desire to volunteer in educating the public. So anyone can apply to the Washington State University Extension program for the training required to become a Master Gardener. So this fall, we're actually starting something new. There's a 120-hour online and web-based training program. When I went, it was all in person, but we know what happened through COVID.
Right.
Everything went online.
Mm-hmm.
And the program is called the Green School. So people who want to become a Master Gardener must submit an application. It gets reviewed. We get a lot more applications than we actually can accept. So people who are accepted, they complete the Green School online training program plus 20 hours of in-person training. And once all that's completed, Master Gardener interns are expected to fulfill 40 hours of community service in one of the 12 King County demonstration gardens or in the Ask a Master Gardener clinics that are conducted throughout the spring and summer. And the clinics are at local nurseries, farmers markets, community events, and garden centers. In fact, just last Wednesday, there was a Master Gardener clinic at the Kenmore Farmers Market.
Oh, yeah.
And there is a weekly Master Gardener clinic at the Ace Hardware in Lake Forest Park, so nearby.
Yeah, two very local places. That's good to know.
Yeah, so check that out. I should mention two things. First of all, the Master Gardener volunteer application period is just about ready to close. It's going to close on August 30th, so don't delay. I also want to mention one other thing, and that is starting this year, we have so many applicants that some people are willing to just go through the training, but they can't do the volunteer part,
Right.
or they don't get accepted. So to meet this need, we have an alternative training pathway called the Washington Gardener Track.
Okay.
And if you elect this pathway, you get the same science-based education as the Master Gardener volunteer pathway, but the community service requirements are waived, and the person can't use the official title of Master Gardener, however. But if you're interested in that track, there's a description and a fee schedule for the Washington Gardener track also in the show notes.
Gotcha. That's really good to know. So what does the partnership with the city of Kenmore look like? And are there any future partnering plans that you know of?
I'll give you a little overview of that, but first, maybe just a bit of backstory. There are 50 Master Gardener volunteers that live in the 5-city North Lake area. Some of us used to garden at a food production garden up on Finn Hill, but we lost access to that garden. And when we were looking for another opportunity, another venue to work together as Master Gardener volunteers, Kenmore Rhododendron Park came to mind. And so we started talking to people there. About half of the 50 volunteers that live in the Five City North Lake area were interested in doing something to establish a presence at the Kenmore Rhododendron Park. So I approached the administrators, Jennifer Gordon and Marita Coburn at the city, and also the Kenmore Parks supervisor, Quinn Proffitt. And they were eager to meet with the Master Gardener program director, who is Sarah Moore, and myself to pull together some goals and guidelines for what Master Gardener activities at Kenmore Rhododendron Park would look like. And the formal agreement was signed in September of 2024. We had hoped to get it started earlier, but you know how contracts go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're just about through with our first year, and we plan to extend it for another year. So during our first year, here's some of the things that we actually accomplished. If anyone went to the Play Day that was just recently in August, you saw a Master Gardener clinic booth there. We also had a clinic booth at the Earth Day event. We held monthly classes, mostly in the Senior Center, from February through August, and several of those were accompanied by a Learn by Doing workshop. So we had an hour lecture and then followed by doing something related to the lecture actually in the park, in a hands-on kind of way.
Oh, cool.
These activities are open to all. We've tried to market through the Senior Center catalog. We have not used the city's social media platform, which maybe we need to do more about that. We need more publicity to make these opportunities widely known.
Right.
So
yeah.
Any of you out there listening, you're all invited to participate in the activities that we put on at the park.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. So the monthly classes, those you don't have to be enrolled in the Master Gardeners program to do those. That's just if you want to go learn.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Master Gardener program is for people who are Master Gardeners to reach out into the public to teach the public about gardening, about science-based gardening.
Gotcha.
So,
wow.
You don't need to be a Master Gardener to go. It's kind of like if you were a Master Gardener coming to our classes.
Right.
We don't necessarily need to teach one another.
Okay, so it's just to show up and learn.
Yeah. There is a registration process.
Okay.
And there may be a small fee associated with it because we have, some costs associated with supplies or room rental, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's really good to know. I might actually check that out. I'm not a Master Gardener or even I need help, Sharon. I can't keep my houseplants alive. So how do folks get involved in the activities at specifically Rhododendron Park in Kenmore?
Yeah. Well, like you just mentioned, come visit us in person or, one of our classes. There's an email you can reach me at, which is krhodypark@gmail.com. And I'll just mention that we do have the final class of 2025 is coming up soon. It's going to be on September 3rd from 1 to 3 in the Senior Center Annex. We'll have a 1-hour presentation by Otsko Gibson. And Otsko is the nursery manager and assistant curator for the Rhododendron Species Botanical Garden in Federal Way. If you've never been there and if you like rhododendrons, it's worth the drive.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about this. What Otsko is going to do is give a 1-hour slide presentation on best but unusual companion plants for rhododendrons. And then she's actually donating some of the plants from the species garden to be planted at the Kenmore Park. And we'll do a planting demonstration. So if you think about when you usually see a rhododendron bed, oftentimes it's just a bunch of rhododendron shrubs and not many accompanying plants. But if you go to this rhododendron species garden, you'll see a whole palette of different, unusual, lovely planting combinations. And so we're just going to create that in a very small way.
Right.
We've chosen a couple of rhododendrons that are existing, and so you'll be able to see some of the plantings that we'll establish alongside. So consider joining us to learn about some of these lovely plants that grow well alongside and beneath the rhododendrons and azaleas too.
Yeah.
There is a $10 registration fee. Space is limited because the Senior Center Annex is pretty small. There's a link to the registration page in the show notes.
Okay. So this person, I'm sorry, Ms. Gibson,
Otsko.
Otsko, has figured out, obviously through science-based gardening, what plants can pair and thrive with rhododendrons. Oh
Right,
my,
right.
what a brilliant. I'm
Yeah.
curious just about this person's background. This is fascinating to me that they have figured this out.
If you Google the rhododendron species botanical garden, you'll come up with their website, and they do, I think, have a bio for Otsko and a number of the other people that work there. These are world-renowned horticulturalists that go throughout the world looking for rare and unusual plants that pair with rhododendrons. China is a big destination for where they go
Really?
to look for these plants. And then they bring them back
Yeah.
and they propagate them and sell them through their nursery.
And this person's going to be in Kenmore teaching us this world
Yeah,
renowned. There's so many cool, smart people in this world. That's an opportunity that doesn't always come around.
that's right.
Anything else you would like the audience to know?
Well, our efforts at Kenmore Rhododendron Park next year, we're going to focus on three things: supporting pollinators, enhancing biodiversity, and this co-planting with rhododendrons is one example of that.
Right.
And then just the community appreciation for all the health and wellness benefits that you get from spending time outdoors and in this lovely urban park. I mean, where else can you take such a mental health break,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're hoping that many of you listening today will be eager to get involved in our classes and workshop offerings. We all learn by doing, so let's learn from each other. And please feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Sharon O Grady at krhodypark@gmail.com.
Well, I will be contacting you, Sharon. I am excited to learn more about this. And thank you. You're a wealth of information.
Thank you, Amber.
You're quite a resource for the Kenmore residents. Your emails and all of these links regarding the classes and courses will be in the show notes. Sharon, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
As a Kenmore resident, I appreciate all of your hard work and everything that you have done for the community. You are a gem. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Take care. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Be sure to check back for more interesting topics and conversations. And as always, don't forget to ask yourself, where's the fun?